Hello, everybody. Sorry that took a minute. Um, it was late when we got home, and setting up the camera was not necessarily like the priority once we got home. So, and I got caught up watching Rosanna, and then I had to get ready. So my bead mat is a mess, but that just means we're gonna have fun. For all of those of you who were on last night, thanks so much. Anita, Dawn, glad to have you with me this morning. Yeah, thank you guys so much for showing up last night. It means the world to me. We had sorry, the bottom of my sleeve like caught up under my arm and it was driving me nuts. Anyways, so today we are going to be designing with the Malibu Dreams Bargain Feed Box 10th Anniversary Bundle number 5. This one's not going to be ice cream themed, but stay tuned for that video because it's coming and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. I've been prepping for it like crazy. I know my walls are all messed up from those clear shelves, but that'll be covered up when we put the wooden shelves up and it'll look so much better. Hello, Rose. Rosanna, you got me. When I show you the bead mat, you'll see this is kind of designed on the fly. I have a little bit of something like in my mind, but yes, exactly, Dawn. Ooh, let me see if it's right here. I'll show you guys a sneak peek. It is indeed. It's so cute, you guys. Took me forever to get it exactly how I wanted it, but I'm very excited about it. So here we can go ahead and go down to the mat, even though it's a mess. But there it is. Oops, I'm upside down. Not me personally. Camera. There we go. Look how cute it is. It came out so good. I love it. Like I said, though, there were quite a few prototypes before I got it just right, but I'm very happy with the way it looks. It was the one thing that I was like missing from the ice cream theme was there was no like whipped cream option. You could use like the little white shell beads, I guess, but it doesn't like have the or wider at the bottom and like comes in at the top. I know that there's a word for that, but it's not in my vocabulary this morning, apparently. So now I did pull out a bunch of stuff because I'm going to try to do the same thing that I do with my my Thunder Horse Descendants. I'm trying to only use stuff that I've gotten from Bargain Feed Box. Hello, Tammy, Anita, Bonnie. Woohoo! Great. Would have needed, yeah, exactly, Rosanna. Yes, it would have had to need to be, it would have had to been a rondelle for that, so it wasn't perfectly round because the round just throws it off. And I found that I liked the, oh, Heather, what are you going to say? That I like the way that the feather looks for these things, the flower bead caps look for the ice cream better than just like the plain ones. So there's one coming with these because these look like cookie dough ice cream to me. And then obviously we have the mint chocolate chip. So those will be fun. I'm having a lot of fun with this bundle. I would have liked to have gotten the rose gold one too, but it's worth missing the time that I had my daughter my granddaughter. So I have this big hunkin' pink flower. Obviously, I have the focal that came in the box, which this is one of my all-time favorite focals. And the reason I say that is because the top of it is just gorgeous. I like it. Sometimes the bales, the only part I don't like is this. Like, you guys didn't cheap out on all the rest, so why'd you cheap out on the bale? I just have an issue with that. It drives me crazy. I don't know why, but it does. But this is literally one of my favorite pendants all time from Bargain Beat Box. What do you guys think? You said, yes, Bonnie, I will show that right now. You are going to like the 5-second ear wire. I need to do a short on it, which I will. Just need, I believe that the ball head pins that I like the best are the 40 millimeter length. Those tend to give me the easiest. Plus, then you can buy the like 18 karat gold plated of these. You can get like 100 of them for $4, and that's 50 pairs of earrings if you don't use them for anything else. So let me see if I've got one that's not quite so unstraight. Okay, so these are 50 millimeter ball head pins. I am going to try to do this with the knotted head pin because trying to figure out if there's a way that I can do that and make it look nice. But I need my 6-step nail making pliers. So you're going to take the ball head pin and put it all the way down in the bottom like that. Zoom in just a little bit closer. Okay, so you're going to want it all the way down as far as you can, and then you're going to wrap around the back until it touches the inner wire. Then, depending upon what size ear wire you want, you're going to face the ball head pin away from it and scooch it up ever so slightly. Not too much, just enough. And then you grab this and you bend it around. Obviously, you can also use 50 millimeter if you're wanting like a really thick one, which I find that the 6-step is the perfect size for people that have gauges, but you do need a 2-inch one for that, but it's the best. And then there you go. There's your ear wire. I find that these are not sharp at the end, so they go really nice. If you like the little kick out, by all means, put it there. I don't. The holes in my ears are crooked, and they make it so hard for me to get ear wires in my ear, but that's how you do it. And I'll show you how fast I can do it now that I've done it like a gazillion times. And there you go. You have a pair. They're so much easier to make them identical, unstraight. Yeah. Bent is the word I was looking for. Thank you. Yes, exactly. I agree, Rosanna. I would have liked to see a rundown. I like that they went in much higher, like they really leaned into the ice cream theme in the companion bundle more so than they did with the regular box. And like I said, I actually like the companion bundle much better. So yeah, and Bonnie, you can obviously do this with any multitude. If you want to put something in it that needs extra space, just bump that up and then go up and around so that it sits and you have more room. And then I'll do this one. I wouldn't use this ear wire for this. I wouldn't use this ear wire. The gauge is way too small. But okay, Heather. Kind of put those bad. But if you want, you can just go do the little kick out. If you want to do something to make it a little more flashy, go ahead and put the hook part into the box joint of your 6-step bail pliers, and it will flatten it and work harden it for you as well. I just had to come up with something because my sister-in-law does not like the ear wires that have like the coil. She says it makes the whatever that is on the earring start too far down. So yeah, but these are so easy. They take no time. I really do need to do a short. I've joked around that if I'm going to start a TikTok, this would be the first thing that I demoed on it. So, okay, some of the other ones that I pulled out for, because I think I'm going to do gold first, but these are also from Bargain Bead Box and Bead Box Bargains, and very pretty. They were $2.39. So that's the price for those. I also have some toggles here that I can use from them, an oversized lobster class. Oh, no, that's just a toggle bar. I pulled out some of the moons, but I probably, because I have them in a few different sizes. I also have these floral beads from them. And then, these are so pretty. I love these. I wish I had ordered more of them when they had them because they don't have them anymore. And then I have the itty bitty tiny bale beads in case I need to drop it down a little bit more. Where's some of the other pendants? I have a smaller flower from them that reminds me of my birth flower, which is the carnation. I feel like this looks, because it has like all of the delineation at the top and like the detail in the carving. So this, I feel like, looks like that. It could also be several different Hawaiian flowers. But I really like this one. And then, oh, I have two of those. I don't know why. And then I have the other one I was thinking about using. Where did it just go? I really saw it 2 seconds ago. This one, because I also love this, and I think that this would be really pretty with the rose quartz. So what do you guys think? Which pendant do you like best? Let me know. So I have those, this, obviously the various carved flowers. Let me know which one you think. Yeah, Rosanna is a gal like me, as far as I know. Yes, you can work hard in it. That's what I do when I smash it. That actually does work hard in it quite a bit. I did that, it made the ear wire stiffer. I still probably wouldn't use it only because I get freaked out about it being so thin. Earrings get pulled on a lot more than other pieces of jewelry, but yeah. Okay, since you guys don't know which one you want, I will pick. And I'm thinking that I might go with one of the flowers, because then I can use these for earrings with rose quartz, one of the tiny faceted rose quartz from the boxes. Okay, so we will, what to do. How big do I want to go? Let's see. Ramsey, enough. I think I'm going to do this one, guys, just because it looks like my birth flower. So then the rest of these can get put to the side, other than the toggle class and other class, because I don't know which one. Oh, you think I should do the big one, Bonnie? You're right. I do think that it's a better size if I go ahead and use these. Where do you go? What do you mean, how big do you go? Hi, Beth. Hello, Beth. Glad you joined us. Even if you are late, Missy. Did you mean this as the first? I think this is the first one that I pulled out, and I think that's the one that Bonnie's referring to. I forgot that I pulled that out first. Okay, I will put the rest of these up. I don't know that I'll be using these with this pendant because it's more delicate. Also, I happen to have some heart-shaped rose quartz in my stash that I could use as like a second earring option to go with this. So let's go with that. Keeping out my 20 little bail beads. All the rest of this can come off my mat. Yeah, I'm not going to use the large beads, so I'm going to do, I think I just want to do a very simple necklace, earrings, maybe do a bracelet. I don't know. Don't think we'll have time for it. I love these little carved focal beads that we got. I think they're so pretty. So those are going to make their way in. I like faceted rose quartz, although I'm not 100% sure. I might have to go grab my rose quartz box. I am. Hold on. I'll be right back. Well, I'm still here. You need more? Where is my rose quartz box? Right on top. How handy. Most of my gemstones go into the bottles, but when I have like a larger collection like this, then they get their own box. So, like I said, I have some of the hearts that I could either put on top or to go through the bottom little petal here. I do have these that I got. Rosanna will say no because she doesn't like matte beads. Let me see. I've got some nice chip beads. I've got a couple different sizes of the rounds. Most of them are, in fact, matte. These are not, though. They're a little bit bigger. I want to see the color after I pull the string out because, you know, that really does make a difference on the color of what your beads are going to turn out being. Okay, there's my round nose, my that. Where are my cutters? Like this. That's the only thing. Sometimes having multiple tools with the same handles does not, it might look nice for a display, but as far as actually using it, it doesn't work out as much. Oh, you guys, I haven't told you this. So I'm going to have my first male guest on Beating Besties. We haven't locked down exactly the date that he's going to be on, but what he does is what he calls gemstone bracelets or necklace with a geek twist. Well, that's not so bad. It's, you can tell that they're dyed, but not as obviously as I thought they were. But he takes out and he pulls out a Pokemon character, and then he designs a piece of jewelry that has that he thinks that that particular character would wear, and then with his 3D printer he creates a display piece of said Pokemon, and so you can put your bracelet back on the display when you're done wearing it. It's so cool. He's a very good artist. His bracelets are beautiful, and I think you guys will all really like. He's a really nice guy. As soon as he heard I had a YouTube channel, he looked it up immediately. I think he might be a little older than Jer, who is 26, but not by much. So that works out. Okay, now that we have that figured out, have the right one. I need to pull out some of my trusty flower bead cups that I love. I need to get some Tinky Tots from Randy because I only have this one size, but it'll work for the class if I end up using a lobster class. Okay, so let's figure this out. Hello, Dorothy. Glad you could make it. Does Softflex make a gold wire? The only gold wire I have is Beetlon, and while I like a lot of Beetlon products, I do not like the wires much, though somebody told me to try the 49 strand, so I might do that. But I just like the way that the Softflex is. It's not. I found that like the smaller strands of Beetlon have more wire memory, so if it gets kinked, it's kinked. And it's really annoying when you obviously do not want it to be clinked. I think that in the middle I'm going to use one of the tiny veil beads just so that it hides that I'm using the silver Softflex a little more, and then I'll use some bead tips, clamshells, culottes, whatever you call them, at the tops. And then I will just attach the veil to that in the center. Then I just have to decide how I want to do this. Yeah, I start with the little faceted ones in the center so that it goes. I'm doing this so it fits up next to the veil bead so it won't show the wire either. Okay, so we've got that. Then I think I want to do like a little combo grouping where I use the 6mm with the flower bead cap, put the 6mm on, use one of the little rondelle beads, another one of the 6mm, and another bead cap. And then in between those groupings, that's where I'm going to use the faceted. Yeah, I like that. So then we'll just start our pattern over. Yeah, I like the way that looks. It's just simple, but sometimes simple is better. Simple, elegant. When people say, like, what style of jewelry do I like? It's always the more simple, elegant part of things. I like when you look at it and it can either be you can either dress it, wear dressed up, and or you can throw it on with a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and it works for both of them equally. So I'm gonna do I'll probably do one more repeat of the pattern, and then that's where I might go ahead and use one of the barrels just as like a secondary focal, but I'm not 100% sure on that yet. I so wish I was better at doing that, picking beads up off like that. So then I would do a little faceted. And then if I want to use a bead cap, it's gonna have to be bigger. I'm trying to think. Do I want? I will check it out. See if I like it or not. No, I think it's gonna be way too heavy. I don't know. Do you guys agree that adding that on makes the bracelet way or is it a nice break from what? From just the little rose quartz. I have gold bead caps I can put on to like make them stand out more. The only reason I'm questioning it is because of this. But you can't see the work done? Does it need why? Because it needs to be brighter? Can everybody else see what I'm doing? Oh, I see what you're saying. Got it. Back it up. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to back it up after I was showing off what I'm going to use. I apologize. I was like, what do you mean you can't see it? So I saw my bead mat. So do you think that that's too big of a takeaway from this, or is it just a nice, pretty, if I just use the filigree gold bead caps to set it off? What do you think? Do I just do the, keep it simple, sister? It is also backwards this way. There we go. Or, like I said, I have the heart, so I could also use a heart. I just don't know exactly how I'd set it off. I also have the barrel, these little teeny tiny barrel beads that I could use as part of like this section before going back to this. Decisions. Let me see what bead caps I have right here. Because that might tell me everything I need to know. Of course, this will be the one time. But you need something between the small bead. Yep. Would I just take it off altogether? Or is that where like I could put one here? Just a second. Let me find out the different bead cups. This will be the one time that all those ginormous beads that I do not use very often could be used. And of course, they're not right here at the end. That's the way it always seems to happen, though. Okay, those will be for later. I think these might be too small. I wish I was seeing where the ones that came with the companion bundle are because they were nicer and so I like them a lot better. I'm just not seeing where I had everything from the box all laid out. Like I said, when we pull up all of the cords and other stuff, it makes it a whole thing. We've actually talked about not using, like having specific items set aside for the live. Hold on just one second. Let's see if I see any more of my smaller or my larger bead caps, and I don't. I wish I knew. Where did you put those other? You had everything all laid out. Very nicely done, too. No, those are just the little, I have the little like pearl bead caps where you put them on either side. Let me see. You're absolutely right that we need something here. I'm just not sure. Do we just want to like go like this? Maybe this will work. This bead cap. Oh no, the smaller bead cap and the larger bead cap. smaller, larger barrel bead. We can take a look at how that looks. Is that better, Rosanna? I need the bigger bead caps. This is going to drive me bonkers, you guys. Nope, that's chain. It's going to be driving me bonkers. It's just because I had a special project that I'm working out. I had all of that stuff laid out and ready to go for the video and to start getting them like all put together. Okay. Like I said, I think it needs a bigger bead cap. Much better. Yeah. Okay, we'll go on. I may or may not actually clasp this just in case I decide that I want to put that other piece on. And then one of the little spacers. Okay. Yeah, I like that. Thank you for your help, Rosanna. I wasn't sure on if I wanted to use that or not, so thank you. I really appreciate your help. Okay, put those away. Come over here, and I did 1, 2, 3 of them. So I'll probably do 3 more and then attach my chain. I like to have chain or leather up around my neck because I have degenerative disc disease and I have like 4 fused discs in my neck. So if it rubs on that, it drives me bonkers. For all of those of you who can't, and I know I've said this before, but for all of you who do not struggle to put stuff on the wire off your bead mat, know it is a talent that I wish I had. Okay. Is that the way? Yes, that's the way we want it. I just, some days it'll like be going well and I'm able to pick it all up and it's not a problem. And then I go to make another piece or, I tempt fate and say it out loud. Poor Jerka, the other day, she was stuck in traffic because there was an accident and, it's LA. And she was like, oh, the baby's doing so good. Da, 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 da. I was worried. And then as soon as she said it, of course, the baby then proceeded to scream for the next 40 minutes. So I had to tell her not to tempt it like that. Sorry, I know stringing projects can be like a little bit more difficult to watch on a live, or in general, but at least if it's a video, you can fast forward where you can't do that with me. Wait. Yes, that's right. Okay. But ooh, that one has a crack at the top. So we'll use that one. Okay, so I have 1, 2, this is the third, and then we can do the other side, and then add the chain up the back. It looks like I cut off way too much soft flex, but that's okay because I will just use it I'll just do it to where I make sure that that when I'm cutting, I try to leave like a long piece rather than two shorter pieces. Might even be enough for the necklace, depending upon what we decide to do with that. Oh my goodness, why can I not thread beads today? You see, I just can't do it. It flips over on me, or as soon as I go to pick it up, it's like it falls off. Luckily, this is a pretty easy project, so. Oh, wait, did I miss a good design from Beth? Beth, you better share it at Beating Besties, my dear. Obviously, you can send it to me via Messenger, but sounds like it's worthy of its own post. I need to go find out if anybody else. Any of you watching, did you also happen to get this bundle? When it came out, it's one of the ones that went pretty quickly, but not as quickly as the rose gold one. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't get that, but if there are still some of these left, I know there were yesterday afternoon, but if there's any of this companion bundle, I'm gonna have to go in and get myself another one because I really do like it enough to want to buy it separately, especially if they don't have these listed on their own. Then I will most definitely want to get another one. I would love to see those in just about any gemstone there is. I really like it. I'd also like it if it was like a nice 18 karat gold plated piece as well. I forgot the bead cap. I love it. Come on. Oh, that hole needs to be fixed. That's the problem. Down towards the bead. Leanna, you better share it too, girl. Wait, what happened last night? Now I missed stuff. Hold on. Okay, layered necklace, so pretty. What am I doing? I messed up. I put that bead cap on too early. You guys, do you see what I just did? Oh my goodness. Dang it, dang it, dang it. So you guys, quick tip, clip off your other end so you do not do what I just did and will have to fix. I cannot believe I just did that. I just needed to pull off this bead cap because it wasn't in the right place yet. And instead, I pulled all of the beads off the other side. Yes, this is, wait, Yes, this is the companion bundle. I had to think about that for a second. Yeah, it's the companion bundle for July. And like I said earlier, I was happy that they went in quite a bit harder on this than they did on the original box itself. I think that given one of each of the bundles, I would probably pull this and that out of one and this and that out of the other and come up with one of my own. And I might have to do that because, like I said, this is one of my favorite little bundles. Why did I say that we were using the Malibu Dreams? Because I'm so not. Oh, no, it is the Malibu Dreams. Right? Or am I crazy? Did this come in the Malibu Dreams or the companion bundle? Now I'm all confused. Yeah, I can't believe I just did that. I knew it wasn't coming, but I wasn't I felt like it wasn't moving. And then that's when I realized I cut it all off. This is the Malibu Dreams, right? It's the companion bundle. Dang it. I'll have to go and change the thumbnail after this so that it's listed properly. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, and I put on too many of these. No, I did it. 1, 2, 3. Yes, I did. So then now I can't remember what I did on the other side. There was this. Oh my goodness, what did I do on the other side for the focal? We had to add something from here. Yeah, it was a lot of pink. Okay, what did you do, Heather? What did you do? I can't remember if I went with the spacer, and then I know I stacked the bead caps so that there was, but that's not the way yes, it is. Oh my goodness, what did you do with it, Heather? Barrel beads. Yeah, I think this is what I did. Is that what I did? I don't think that that's what I did on the other side. So now I'm confused. How come I can't remember? Stacked bead caps. Okay, I think this is what I did, but I don't remember. I'm sorry, guys. And I really liked it. Rosanna helped me with it. I liked the way that it turned out. And now I cannot remember for the life of me what I did. I think this is what I did, but if any of you remember better than I did, then please let me know. Come on. Will you please just go on the wire for me? Thank you. And then we'll go back to this. Back to our pattern. I believe I did that. I'm gonna be sitting here kicking myself. Just because it's a freaking stringing project, and those ones always take longer, for me at least, because I like to, I don't know. Stringing to me is like my bead therapy. I can just sit there and do it. Same with like that the beaded crochet cording that I did. I'm like obsessed with that right now too. Okay, I really think this is what I did. So I'm happy now. I like the way it looks anyways. I think it helps carry the pattern up. Yep. I know, right? We could back up and do a screenshot. I'm gonna have to go check it out afterwards and see if I did in fact do the right thing. Even if I didn't, it's okay. Like I said, I'm okay with the way that this is looking, so I think the gold being just that touch bigger really did help like gear up. I don't know how else I'd say that, but gear up for that focal a little bit better, because you were right, this was just too small to go directly into there, so it was off balance that way. Okay, so I have one. Okay, that's it for that side. I will add tray to that, and I'm going to put my bead stopper on so I don't do it on the other side. I happen to have the really big, really like hefty butterfly like just sitting right up. That would even be so, oh, you can't see it. That could even be pretty. But I don't know that I'd do it with these smaller beads. I would want to go 8mm to go with this. And obviously gold, but that would be really pretty. I did take one of the ones that I got separately. Let me see, is the light on my camera on? No. Okay, now it is. And I took some of those like aqua 2mm crystal beads and just glued them in all of the spots where there was a divot. And I really liked how it turned out. So I probably won't do much more than that on this one, like painting and whatever, but I do want to get some UV resin, and these have me wanting to play with like doing all the resin, putting it all together. I just think it would look really cool to be able to put those next to each other. But or just like, I keep all of my broken gemstones. If I ever have a broken gemstone, I have a little box where I keep all of it. And reason being is I've been like toying with the idea of getting into like resin projects, and I just think it would look really cool to have. Okay, where's the little tube with the rest of those spacers? Because I know I have more. At least I think I have more. Heather, where'd you put the little container with? Oh, here it is. I see it now. I'm going to scooch out a tad bit further too, so you guys can see that. Oops, wrong way. So you guys can see a little bit better. Because then you could have told me, Heather, it's up on the screen right there. Because you guys are just good to your girlfriends like that. Happened with Rosanna on her live. Not as drastically as mine, but yeah, somebody pointed out that she had missed a little bead before she went to add the clasp and everything. So that's another reason that I like to do lives. I appreciate the engagement with everybody. I love the comments when people get it on the replay and they're like, man, I wish I would have caught this. But like I said, I'm going to do it on any mornings that I feel up for it physically. I'll just go on. I know that is annoying that I don't have like a definitive, yep, this is the days I'm doing it, whatever else. But that's what I'm able to offer at this point. So it's all good. Wait, Heather, don't go too far before you make sure you're not doing extra repeats. 1, 2, 3, and I actually was. So, but that's okay because we're going to keep that. We're going to add on to the gold. Stack those bead caps. I especially like to stack the filigree bead caps like these that don't really have much of anything to them. I like to add that because I'll try to show you. See how that like just dresses it up a little bit? It makes the center of the filigree look full. So I just like the way that it looks when I do that. Okay, now I want to grab one of these barrel beads. And normally I wouldn't like care as much, but because I don't want the necklace to be off. It's like this is the winner, which is so pretty. Look at it. Ugh. I tend to go on like things where I'm off screen again. Okay, sorry. I need to pull it this way more because that's where it usually is. There we go. And I put that filigree on without going through the center. Up, up, up. Spacer, rose quartz. And then we will finish the last couple repeats over here, though we would have been finished had I not pulled everything off of my beading wire. But I'm sure all of us have had that happen multiple times, but it always seems to happen to me more often when I'm in the live. It's like when your kids make you look like a liar. When you're like, oh, she does the cutest thing. Da, 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 da. Look, watch. And then the kid just stares at you like, I have no idea what you're talking about, lady. They are kind of notorious for doing that. Kids are. Okay, one more repeat. And this is done. I almost forgot to put the gold one on. Bead cap. So I have 1, 2, one more. Good. Okie dokie. Oh, Cindy's here. Hello. Just got back from PT. Wow. We can go wrong. Whatever can go wrong will. Yep. Always, always. Seems to be the case. Okay. Did I start with a rose quartz? Doesn't look like it, but I'm going to add it to both sides. I'm going to facet it. Okay, so here's what we have. I'm going to grab another clip real quick so I don't pull everything off again, so that we can add, right? Yep. Is everything equal? Yeah. Okay. Scooch all this over. Pull some of these things out of the way. I like it. I think it's pretty. I think it'll be even prettier when I go in and attach the veil. Like I said, I would rather to have a smaller one, but this is what I have on hand. So it's what we're going to use. Spacer, I probably talk about it almost every freaking video, but buying consumables just isn't as fun. Okay, as always, when I am going to use an oval jump ring, because there's a little bit of space right there, I like to go on and very carefully just go right over the split itself. And I'm using the wrong pliers for this. I need the ones from Randy, because they don't slip as much as the Zerons do. Put it down the bead mat and do it that way. There we go. That's much better. See how it's not quite, it's got a better oval shape to it. So that's why I like to do that. Grab this. Grab the focal. Close it back up. There we go. Flip it around. It's holding the pendant. Oh no, I got it. Okay, yes, we definitely are going to put another faceted one to end with over here. And then we're just going to go in and tie it off. I really like it. I know it's a whole lot of rose quartz, but I'm about it. Hi, Sid. Thanks for joining us. I'm sorry I was off screen, guys. I know that that's annoying. Okay, I have my crimps. These are actually the ones that came with my magical crimpers. They used to put the collage on first. And these are 18 karat gold plated ones, which I love. Keep those out. Nope, one more. Okay, even if I don't do the bracelet here, I'm gonna do the bracelet, unless you guys would prefer that I wait to do the bracelet until we're together again. Then I will just do the bracelet tomorrow morning, as long as I'm feeling up to it. Okay, so what I like to do is I still like to use my magical crimpers even when it's going in a collage. I just think it looks better and it helps the crimp hold better. And if the loop itself is making it difficult for me to close the collage, then I will cut the loop off, but just having it loop through helps that to stay on. So we're going to pull this down. And nope, it should close right up. I just got to get rid of my excess at the bottom. There we go. Close that up, grab my pliers, do it all the way. And it closes up just fine. It's also like a bigger block for this to not come off together. And then I'm going to add that to chain. I just have to decide which chain it is that I'm going to use. I don't have a lot in the disposal right here. Oh, this is nice. I think that's nice. Yep, that's the one I'm going to use. I'm going to check my chain door real quick, but I'm pretty sure that's going to end up being the one I use, because the only other one that I have, like right here, is, should it be a lighter chain, guys? If you think that it should be like a more delicate chain, I have this chain. If it needs a little more heft, I have this. You guys like the bigger or the smaller one? Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. I feel like if I had something that is in between that, it would be even better. But we are creating something for all of my chain to go on. So Steve has the chain. The bigger? Okay, cool. Thanks, Bonnie. Appreciate it. Just as a reminder, the small pieces I make are up for sale until they're sold, and then they're not anymore. Okay. And then I will use the oval jump rings again. Over there. I was like, where did he put those, Heather? Again, it's not quite the same color gold. Gold is just like that. I need to measure this so I know how much chain I need to cut. Just over 6 inches. Whoa, so I need like 5 inches of this, right? 12 plus 10, 17, maybe even a little bit longer than that. No, that would make it a 24-inch necklace, which I don't want. So this is 12. I'm going to do this at 4 millimeters so that I am adding 8 inches to the 12-inch. And then I will, on the side that has the clasp, I will go ahead and leave some other links on it that it can be used for the extended chain. Whoo, did you guys hear that chain bounce around my craft room before it settled? It did a full tour. I did not mean to do that. That is not safe, nor is it something I would typically do. So I don't know if you guys noticed last night or whatever, but I was being really silly. And it's because it was there was some anxious energy, so it helped me just like forego all of that and like focus on you guys rather than the other stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty. All right, let's pull this all the way down. Yeah. Still have it be drapey. I'm going to cut off all but like, I don't know, 1.5 inches of this. I probably don't even need that much, and then I'll have enough for a bracelet. Works out beautifully. Almost like I did it on purpose, though we all know that I didn't. This is the only time that the magical crimper doesn't quite do. I can't do the magical crimper on the other side, but I still go back through the crimp tube. Come on. Let's do it. Up higher, see? Cut my cord or my soft flex too short, which if you have dexterity issues like I do, you should not do. So even if I have to flat crimp this, there's excess, like it's nice and full. So you don't have to worry about it. Coming undone, though I think that loop's gonna have to be cut. But still, there's still 2 strands of the beading wire in the, come on. I don't know why that didn't want to cut. And I need to trim this side of the beading wire. Sorry if I was out of frame, guys. I need to open this. I probably could have done the magical crimper that way, but I didn't think about that until just now. These are my stainless steel 18 karat gold plated little bead cloths that I like so much. They are not, you can tell that the stainless steel is underneath it, so then it just works better. Okay, so this side I'm going to do at 6 inches, so there's maybe a little bit more. I'll add a few more links in there. That way you have the extender chain, which I will add to the other side. Wish I oval ever so slightly. Go through the cloth, through the longer piece of chain. This is not the side the clasp is going on. This is. There we go. This. I don't think I want to do a toggle for the back. I'm not a big toggles on the wrist. I like toggles on a necklace is not my preference. Oh, these are too small, Heather. I forgot. Those are the ones that I use to attach charms onto the charm bracelet because they're so itty bitty that they just blend in and it doesn't seem like it's as much, but yes. I got a notification for one of the Beating Besties Facebook groups, the one for Virginia, and I was so happy. They were talking, somebody new to the group like said hello to everybody and whatever. And then somebody else was like, oh yeah, I've already met this many people and we get together to beat. And I was like, that's the whole purpose of beating sex beats. So it just makes my heart feel so full when I see that. And I can't wait till the group is a little bit older so that there are more members and you guys can find other beaters in your area, because that's exactly what I wanted. So we'll go right here, clasp it on. I'm going to grab one of those ball head pins. And I'm just going to put one of the tiny faceted rose quartz if I see the bottle. Maybe, should I do just one of these or should I do a heart? I do have the hearts. I think I just always like to have a bead on the end. You are a toggle person? Yeah, exactly. If it gets moved up, if you're not paying attention, and then it can like slide off and you don't even know that it's gone. Yeah, I can't. Yeah. Not my cup of tea. I'm so excited to have Thomas on. Let me go see in case any of your kids or grandkids or littles are in your life. And you're looking for like the perfect gift. I'm telling you, it is. It's called Legendary Gemworks. And he has Gemworks together. So GEMWORKS. And you can go check out his stuff. It was crazy because I was like, oh, that's an episode my son will actually watch. And so we go to start like describing him, and he's like, oh, I know him. I've met him at a couple of conventions and yada, 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 yada. But yeah, that would be one I'd watch because I love to know like how he got started in like what made him think of that. But it's a whole different spin that I haven't seen on other channels, and not just because he's male, but because he's doing it, as he calls it, gemstones with a geek angle. So yeah, it's great. I can't clasp the luster on a bracelet to save me. That's why I use toggle, but necklaces are easier. Yeah, I pull necklaces in front of me and clasp to the front and then clasp it that way. Otherwise, I have Steve. But if I have to put it on myself, then I pull it to the front. Go back up. I'll just go and make this a little bit more of a messy wrap, since I couldn't decide if I wanted to put something else in, but I'm not going to keep going around with that because that's going to break. But yeah, my oldest is very logical. So he's like, yeah, Mom, but then I'm going to get a bunch of notifications I don't want. To which his sister answered, don't you already get a bunch of annoying notifications from YouTube that you don't like? Well, yeah. And but he's still like, I don't know. It was funny. He's amazing. I adore him. He's doing a lot better. He's back in his apartment until his lease runs out, and then he will join us. Okay, we're already 17 minutes over the hour, guys. I can make a really quick pair of earrings if you guys would like me to. Cindy. That's funny. She has 4 greyhounds. So that's good. You guys have time for earrings, or do you want me to do those with the bracelet tomorrow? I'm gonna get a Rosianna reputation of always going over. Oh, thank you, Dorothy. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you would hit like, leave a message, I don't know, send it, share it so that other people in your life that are into beading might find it interesting. I would love it. Okay, I'll do them with the bracelet. All right, guys. Yeah, right. I really like it. It's cute. It's simple. It's not too over the top. We have my secondary focals that I like so much. So there we are. Gonna have to update the thumbnail to this video because I have our Malibu Dreams there. So yeah, says that we're doing that one. That's not at all what we did. So I will go and change that. But anyways, you guys, love you bunches. We'll see you again soon. And until then, happy beading, everybody.